Hello and welcome back to this tutorial on creating a simple PHP strategy game. In this last part, we started working on the your units, and we had also worked on what happened after they trained or untrained units. Now, because the video cut me off for whatever reasons, I'm going to once again show you the code, and you can pause it here to copy any changes down. Okay, so now that we have that, just going to explain things again. We want to see how many of each they have. Food gained, they gain 8 food per unit that they're selling. Then we want to check if they're trying to untrain a negative number of units. We don't want that. And right here we're seeing if they have that many units to untrain. For example, if we have 25 farmers and we're trying to untrain 26, we don't have 26 to untrain, so we're going to spit out an error message. But if they are untraining a positive number of units and they do have the number of units to train, then we are going to update the units and subtract the units that they're untraining. Then we are updating the units and also updating the food, because they have gained food through this process. So once again, if you need to, you can pause and change anything right now. Okay. Also, 2 things I had changed was here I changed this, instead of unit cost, I made it food gain, and instead of train more, I made it untrain more. So we have all that, and now what we're going to do is work on the weapons. Now, I already tried recording this video before, but something messed up along the way and the video was essentially lost. So I've already created the page and have tested it. You can see that we can buy weapons, we cannot buy negative numbers of weapons, and we cannot buy more weapons than we have. And same thing goes for selling weapons. We have sold weapons. And as you can see, the gold is still 100 because I didn't actually change that part just yet. So what we're going to do is, you can essentially copy and paste this whole units page and save it as weapons. So I'll show you the changes first. We have your weapons, and the form action is weapons.php. The method is post. And also you can buy and sell weapons here. So here's the buying weapons form. You can pause this video right now to copy and paste the changes. Okay, now that you've copy and pasted all these changes, we will look at the selling form. And again, the form action is weapons.php. Weapon type, number of weapons, gold gain, and sell more. What I'm going to do now is just change these 2 parts, because again, we don't want them to be able to buy and sell weapons as they come and go. So again, you can pause this video now to copy and paste and change the code. Okay, now that you've done that, we will go with after the user presses the buttons. Now, again, it's very similar to the units training. So here we have the sword and the shield. This is how many they're trying to buy. Here's the gold that they need. Trying to see if they're buying a negative number. We don't want that. Then we have to see if they have enough gold. If they do have enough gold and they're buying positive numbers of weapons, then we're going to update their weapons locally, update the database, and also update their gold both locally and on the database, and say that they have bought weapons. You can pause the video here to copy and paste this stuff. Okay, so once you've done that, then we're going to go to the cell. And first I just have to make the changes here that I did not do before. So now, again, get the number of swords, the number of shields. This will actually be gold gained. I don't know why I did that. And again here. So they have the gold gained from this. Trying to see if they're selling a negative number of weapons. Here again we're seeing if they have that many weapons to sell. If they do have that many weapons to sell and they're selling a positive number or 0, you can buy and sell 0. It's not going to make much of a difference, but so we update the weapons locally to show changes, then we update the database, and then we update the stats locally on the database, and then we set up the output just to say you have sold weapons. So now you can pause and make changes, copy and paste the code, do what you have to do. So that's pretty much it for this part of the tutorial. I know it seems pretty short, but that's just because I had already had this done when I started this part. So we have this, we can, if we buy 2 weapons, we go and you can see the gold is now 80. Now if we go back to your weapons and we try and sell both, you will see that the gold is now 96. So now what we're going to do in the next part of this tutorial is we are going to update the stats, and I will show you here. We want to update all of these. I will also be making 2 changes to the database in this upcoming tutorial, so I will see you in the next video.